Hola, hola, muy buenos días amigos, gracias por estar con nosotros en su programa Café con Leche, la voz del Valle del Antílope. Les habla Lilia Galindo y me acompaña Michael Dotton y tenemos el día de hoy de invitado al candidato al distrito número 23 del Senado, Kipp Muller. Él es la segunda vez que corre. I don't see you anymore, what happened?
There he is, he's back.
Here it is, okay. This is the second time that you are going to run for this position, huh?
Yes, this is my second go. Yep.
Okay, and the secret is you never give up, because we have seen when people don't give up, they will win. But this time we have an advantage. I believe that we have 10% more Democrats enrolled. We just have to tell them to go out and vote. Is not true?
That's correct. We have more Democrats than ever before for this seat. We lost by 0.8% last time. So it's the most winnable seat in our state legislature right here at home.
Bueno, tenemos una diferencia muy pequeña. En la elección pasada que corrió, perdió por un margen muy pequeño. Así es que esta vez tenemos toda la oportunidad de que él gane esta elección con muchísimos votos, y todos entendemos que tenemos que salir a votar en esta ocasión tan importante para este país. I have Michael Dotton with me. He would like to make a question for you, please. Can I have it?
Oh yeah, Kipp, I've been watching TV ads and getting all kinds of mailed propaganda from all kinds of politicians, it seems. And your opponent seems to be spending as much money talking bad about you as she does about herself. And what's the status of the campaign, and what's your take on what has developed in regards
We
to
feel
your?
great about our prospects.
Good.
We know that our message is resonating with voters, and it's why she spent 2 years in the assembly, but she only talks about me. I'm curious to hear about her record.
Yes.
If she's proud of anything she accomplished, because I haven't heard a word about what she did during her 2 years in office.
And that's kind of what I was getting to. Thank you for your words. It's like
I know,
okay.
and it feels like I'm running, and I'm talking a lot about what I want to accomplish at UC or CSU in the district.
Right.
Yeah, and she talks about me.
Yeah. Long and short, that's it.
Bueno, Michael le preguntó acerca de la candidata del Partido Republicano que está corriendo en contra de él, y dice que ha recibido muchísima publicidad de todos los candidatos, pero especialmente de ella, y siempre está hablando mal de Kipp Muller, pero no dice nada de lo que ella ha hecho, y es lo que se están preguntando los dos. Bueno, ¿por qué no nos dice qué es lo que ha estado haciendo para convencernos que es una mejor opción para ser candidata a que Kipp Muller? No, solamente lo ataca, pero no nos dice nada bueno. I saw that you have the support of so many union organizations, so many politicians, so many. I was impressed. How did you do that?
Thank you. Because there's a lot of people who want to see jobs brought to the district. They want to see our local economy lifted. They want to see change in this area. And it resonates with labor unions, because labor unions fight for working people.
Yeah.
And it resonates with politicians across the state, because they know we've been a forgotten district for a long time, and they're excited about the prospect of bringing real change for the first time to this seat.
Bueno, le estaba yo preguntando, vi los políticos de California y que lo están apoyando para que gane esta elección, y es increíblemente impresionante. Yo les invito a que vayan a ver su sitio de Kipp Muller, y tiene el respaldo de muchísimos políticos, pero también muchísimas organizaciones sindicales aquí en el Valle del Antílope. Tiene una gran lista de personas que lo están apoyando, porque ven la oportunidad de traer a esta área lo que él nos está proponiendo, más empleos, porque es lo que carecemos. Mejorar la economía local, que ha estado olvidada por tantos años, a pesar de que somos una comunidad muy importante porque ya no hay lugar a donde ir más que aquí, y dice, él está tratando de que trabajar con los sindicatos para que tengan un mayor nivel de vida y apoyarlos por sobre todo, pero lo que quisiera también es que se incrementara el número de negocios aquí en el Valle del Antílope, y esa es su propuesta, al contrario de la otra candidata que no nos ha dicho qué es lo que quiere hacer aquí, más que él no gane. Así es que nosotros depende nuestro voto. Then now you are running for the District 23. What area includes the District 23, please?
Yeah, it's Santa Clarita and the Santa Clarita Valley, the Antelope Valley, and the Victor Valley. Victorville, Adelanto, Esperia. So almost 1 million people, larger than congressional seats.
Oh my, okay. Bueno, dice que es más, este distrito es más grande que el Congreso, que el distrito que representa el Congreso, y incluye las ciudades de Santa Clarita, el Valle del Antílope, o sea, Lancaster, Palmdale, Acton, Agua Dulce, Victorville, Adelanto y Esperia. Son todas esas comunidades que vamos a tener la oportunidad de votar por Kipp Muller. Me parece una excelente oportunidad. I noticed that you are the youngest candidate for the election, and I think that is so important too, because we want a new generation now of politicians, don't you think?
It's time to pass the baton.
I totally agree, and I think that people of millennials or younger generations just deserve a prominent voice. We're dealing with a lot of issues that are impacting our generation, like housing prices,
right?
Climate change, things that really matter to our generation a lot, and we deserve, millennials deserve to have a prominent voice too. Yeah, and I think a lot of people are ready for fresh faces as well.
Yeah, well, it's time for the boomers to step aside and let you guys do your thing.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think of course we want people from all generations to be in office. But there comes a time when folks need to sort of pass the baton to the next generation to get to fight for the way we see the future too. Yeah.
Well, I remember very clearly when you weren't allowed to vote until you were 21. And when 18-year-olds got to vote, I was well past 21 when that happened, but it was something that my generation worked for, because when we were 18, 19, 17, 18 years old and 19 years old, we didn't have a voice. I turned 20 in Vietnam and I couldn't vote.
Qué barbaridad. Bueno, pues estamos hablando de las generaciones y cómo es importante que una persona, porque él es muy joven, es un abogado muy joven, que viene a sustituir a toda la vieja generación, que hay muchísimos de los baby boomers que todavía son políticos, y necesitamos la nueva generación. Como él dice, yo estoy representando a los milenios, porque mucha de la composición de la población ahora son gente joven, que tenemos diferentes problemas a los de las más avanzada edad. Es tiempo, Michael dice, es tiempo ya de los baby boomers de retirarnos, y que venga esta nueva generación a atender las necesidades de aquellas personas que los entienden mejor, y bueno, esto va a ser un cambio muy importante, nos va a gustar mucho. Michael, if you have any other question, please go ahead.
Well, I'm just excited and sorry, very, very hopeful for your campaign. Went to your booth out there at the fair when it was on, and was supportive of activity out there, and I wish you well.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We're so excited about our campaign. We feel this is the time. We can win this seat for the first time ever and bring real representation to the Antelope Valley and to the greater high desert.
Do you know another issue that is important between you and the other candidate is the right of the woman to decide in their own body, and you are supporting that. Is that right?
Correct. I believe in reproductive freedom. I believe women have a fundamental constitutional right to have complete bodily autonomy and control of their own bodies. I think that is one of the most important rights. Yeah.
Estamos hablando del derecho a la mujer a decidir sobre su propio cuerpo y si él apoyaba eso. Como ustedes saben, la ley que nos protegía desde hace 50 años fue modificada por iniciativa del expresidente Trump y ahora se está cuestionando el derecho a que decidas si quieres ser madre o no. Y él apoya totalmente que se respete este derecho y es una de las luchas que también está llevando a cabo. La libertad de reproducción para todos, eso es lo más importante. Así es que ojalá que, amigos, que ustedes quieran apoyar y salir a votar en esta elección. Could you tell us a little bit about your resume? What are you doing right now? I don't know.
Who is Kipp Muller?
Yeah, of course. And by the way, just one thing I want to note is my opponent has been extreme when it comes to abortion and banning abortion. She refused to support a bill that would protect women from prosecution for miscarriages. I just want to note that.
Yeah. Bueno, la contrincante no tiene o sea, no está apoyando el derecho de la mujer a decidir sobre su propio cuerpo. Incluso una vez votó para oponerse que tuvieras el derecho a tener un aborto, aun cuando habías tenido ¿cómo se dice? Un miscarriage. Cuando no habías podido llevar a fin tu embarazo y tuviste que tener un aborto para remover el bebé, a eso ella se ha opuesto. Así es que, and I think one of the organizations even give him an F qualifications in this area, ¿no?
I'm sorry.
One organization gave her a F grade.
Oh yeah, yes. Reproductive Freedom for All gave her an F that she was hostile to abortion rights. Yep.
Le dieron calificación de F, una organización que se dedica a vigilar por los derechos de las mujeres al aborto.
Yeah. So I'm Kipp Muller. I am a civil rights and workers' rights attorney, and I represent everyday working families. If something wrong happens, or if workers are killed, we represent their widows, their children, and make sure that everybody's compensated for what happened. And I grew up, my dad was a house painter. I grew up painting houses. My mom was a community college counselor for students with disabilities for 38 years.
Very good. Él nos está diciendo que se ocupa actualmente trabaja para una buró de abogados que se trata de, ellos defienden a los trabajadores, representan a los trabajadores en casos de abuso de trabajo, discriminación, que te hayan terminado sin una causa. También defiende a los empleados cuando ellos tienen que decir algo en contra de la compañía. Y ellos han trabajado por mucho tiempo junto a él, en esta organización, y dice que su papá era un pintor y su mamá era una maestra de escuela, y él ahora se convirtió en abogado, y su propósito es ayudar a nuestra comunidad a que salgamos adelante. Michael, you want to make another question?
Okay, I do want to know, what is your driving issue, your driving purpose for running for this office?
Yeah, that's a great question. Number one for me, representing working families, my primary goal is to make life easier on working families. And again, as I've said over and over again, we live in this forgotten district where we've been last in line for resources for a long time. And more broadly speaking, life is just too expensive for working families right now. It's the cost of living right now, housing costs, and groceries, daily costs. Dealing with all of that is a top priority for me. Also making sure that our communities are safe, and public safety is very important to me as well. So listing working families and making sure that special corporate interests aren't prioritized is a goal of mine. And unfortunately, you know, my opponent and I are very different in this regard. She has support from all of the, you know, the large special interests, corporate interests. We have support, as mentioned earlier, of, you know, labor unions, organizations that fight for everyday people. So this is a people-powered campaign versus a corporate-powered campaign.
Right. Okay. Thank
Bueno,
you.
nos estaba platicando, dice que él se ha dedicado a trabajar y su propósito de ocupar esta posición es defender a las familias trabajadoras que él ve que necesitan una ayuda. Dice, ¿por qué? Porque somos un distrito que ha sido tradicionalmente olvidado, no se le pone atención, y entonces yo sé que las familias están ahora batallando con los costos de las cosas, todo es muy caro, vas a comprar tu mercado y todo es carísimo, pagar la casa y una serie de detalles. Y lo que queremos también es una seguridad, una comunidad que sea segura, donde no haya crimen, y para todo eso pues se necesita destinar más recursos para que esta comunidad pueda florecer como se merece. Since there no any other area in which LA can grow, we have a great potential, no? With the airport, with the trains, with everything around. We need somebody like you that can explode these things, no?
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
definitely.
you. Yes, that's what I hope to do. Yeah.
Bueno,
Bring real resources here, bring public transportation here, and bring jobs back. So we don't. Everyone's commuting down below and spending 4 to 6 hours on the freeway every day to go to, you know, offices or factories that could be up here.
Right.
You know, and people could have more time with their families and make a good living.
and also we have the aerospace companies that can be an excellent source of employment. Well, so many possibilities.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, transportation corridor from Palmdale to Victorville.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Freeway
Yeah, no,
or
I'm
high-speed rail.
supportive, and
Yeah.
It looks like the Bright Line is going to go potentially all the way to Palmdale
Right.
to Vegas. So there's some good stuff in the works. But my goal is, to make sure that Sacramento pays attention to our area for the first time.
Right.
Bueno, él dice que quiere trabajar muchísimo en resolver el problema de tantísima gente en el Valle del Antílope que tiene que manejar por horas para ir a su fuente de trabajo, y que es un desgaste increíble todos los días de freeway con un tráfico terrible, y todas estas familias dejan aquí, todos estos padres y madres que van a trabajar dejan a sus familias desatendidas mientras tienen que ir a buscar trabajo. Dicen, mi meta es que creemos aquí en los trabajos, para que esta gente ya deje de sufrir tanto y pueda vivir aquí. Y estamos hablando de todos los proyectos que se pueden dar aquí en adelante en esta área, y cómo tenemos un potencial inmenso, porque ya no hay ningún lugar para crecer más que el Valle del Antílope, y necesitamos una gente que sea energética y que venga con el propósito de trabajar aquí, porque hemos sido realmente una comunidad totalmente olvidada por muchísimos años y necesitamos acción aquí. Do you know, I don't know in all the district, but in this area, the Hispanic community is growing a lot, no? How is in the district the composition of the ethnic composition in the district? Do you know?
That's a good question. I believe about 30% of the district is Latino, I believe, close to 30% of registered voters, I believe.
Okay. Bueno,
Yeah.
Tenemos en este distrito aproximadamente 30% de las personas que pertenecen a la comunidad hispana. Estamos creciendo cada día y tenemos una gran responsabilidad de contribuir para que este país vaya hacia arriba, no frenarlo. Venimos de inmigrantes porque teníamos ganas de triunfar, y y el triunfo fue pasar la frontera y estar acá. Ahora tenemos que hacer otro esfuerzo más para que seamos aquí también triunfadores, que no somos una carga. Do you know, I want to say something because the Trump campaign show the immigrants like a big burden for the country. When you see if he wants to deport everybody, who is going to pick up the fruits and vegetables, and who is going to prepare the food in the restaurants, who is going to cut the grass, who is going to take care of your mother, your children, etc. We have a very important role in the economy of the United States, and we are a contribution. We pay a lot of taxes also.
Well, that's a historic political tactic to scapegoat minorities and other
Yeah.
people that are not like himself, so that he himself can profit. That's all that is.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
My personal opinion is that I celebrate immigration. I celebrate having immigrants in our country, and I think that was the point of this country.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Was to be a nation of immigrants and to
Well,
give,
unless
you know,
you're American Indian
give your
or
yeah, your
You-
tired,
you
poor,
are.
huddled masses yearning to breathe free.
Yeah.
So I'm sickened by it. I think it's exactly what Michael said. It's the goal is to fearmonger, scare people, otherize people, separate people.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's a tactic that works with some, but I think a lot of people know how important immigrants are to our nation and our community, and I think a lot of people celebrate our immigrants, and I'm one of those people.
And,
well, you have to understand that two of his wives are immigrants.
his, also
Yeah.
his mother was an immigrant,
Yes.
and his son is half and half.
Yeah.
So, but he just want white immigrants.
Well,
That's it.
he just wants
Exactly.
what he wants for him. That's period.
Yeah, he's fine with white immigrants. It's always about brown people when he's attacking immigrants. So you know what it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's all dog whistling. It's race baiting, and it makes me sick.
I remember that he had a lot of employees, undocumented employees, working for his golf camps before he was a candidate.
Mhm.
He tried to resolve everything, creating a special visa for them. It's amazing. Bueno, estamos
Yeah.
hablando como el candidato Trump pues ha hablado barbaridades de los inmigrantes y sus planes, y le digo que cómo es posible que quiera deportar, pondría a la economía de los Estados Unidos en problemas. Pero por eso queremos tener representantes que entiendan perfectamente las oportunidades que la presidenta, la candidata Kamala Harris trae para todos. Do you agree with in general with the platform of the candidate for president, Kamala Harris, the first woman president, that we are so happy for that too?
Yeah, I'd say generally I do. I mean, I'd be, I haven't studied the entire platform that she has, but I'm certainly inspired by her campaign, and of course, I much prefer her to Trump, and I think we have a clear choice this election cycle: someone who's very qualified, very smart, versus someone who tried to overturn an election and overturn our democracy. I don't know why this is a difficult choice for our country, but remains close.
Bueno, estamos hablando, le digo que si, cómo le gusta la plataforma de la actual candidata a presidente, que por primera vez sería mujer aquí de los Estados Unidos, y dice que está absolutamente de acuerdo que no conoce muy a fondo la plataforma, pero que en su mayoría está de acuerdo. Y dice, lo que no entiendo es cómo todavía mucha gente sigue apoyando al expresidente Trump cuando se ha dedicado a atacar a los inmigrantes, y él prefiere inmigración. Dice, Mike decía, él está casado con una inmigrante y también es hijo de una inmigrante, y también su hijo es hijo mitad de inmigrante y de no, pero él está en favor de la inmigración, pero de personas blancas. Y dice, eso no es pues no es lo que esperamos todos. Así es que nos da mucho gusto tenerlo aquí. Michael, do you want to add something else? The time is almost gone.
Well, in November 5th, will be everybody turning out, and we're certainly encouraging people to get out and to vote. And I'm very supportive of Kipp Muller and his campaign. And I hope that people who are listening will get out there and support Kipp Muller for state senate.
Thank you.
Amigos, lo que Michael está diciendo es que él apoya totalmente a Kipp Muller y que espera que todas las personas que nos están escuchando y viendo en YouTube hagan lo mismo y votemos ya. The ballots already arrived and I already voted, and good news, I voted for you.
Thank you so much.
So,
Thank you.
Invitamos a todos, amigos, acuérdense, Kipp Muller para el Senado. Votemos el día de hoy, manden su boleta cuanto antes, no se esperen, tenemos que movilizarnos porque de nosotros depende que nos vaya bien a nosotros mismos. Si no votamos, por eso no somos considerados. Entonces tenemos que salir y votar y apoyar a las personas que nos han demostrado que nos apoyan a todos nosotros. So, it's only one, we have only 1 minute, you can say whatever you want, Michael.
Well, I think as Kipp had pointed out, well, I pointed out and Kipp agreed with me that, it's time for, I've run for many campaigns and elected many times. And, I'm a baby boomer, and I agree that it's time for us to pass on the baton to a younger generation who are paying attention, very smart and very able. And Kipp is one of them.
Bueno, Michael nos está diciendo de la ventaja ya de pasar la responsabilidad a las generaciones más jóvenes para que podamos tener una transición buena en este gobierno de los Estados Unidos, y también él dice que va a votar por Kipp Muller. Les recomendamos, amigos, salgan a votar cuanto antes. Kipp, it was a pleasure to see you. Do you know the transmission with the YouTube is not very good today? I don't know why, but I hope to see you soon. Maybe you can come as elected official here to say hello to.
Absolutely. Y, thank you for your kind words. Gracias todos. Mi nombre es Kipp Muller. Yo hablo solo un poquito español, pero me defiendo y vota por mí, demócrata, para Senado Estatal. Me postulo para Senado Estatal. Gracias. Y ya.
Hasta la
gusto a todos.
Hasta la vista. Hasta la vista, baby. Bye. Nos vemos, amigos.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Ay,